That is one big old Pro Charger on that thing. Man, that looks like a party. Oh yeah, we live, baby. Peter, Piper, Picker, Pepper. That's my man Chad, and he's the hot stepper. Bust the move, get in the groove. Hold up, Chad. Is it the shoot? And that's not something you see here every day either. Not in the United States, anyway. There's some interesting stuff rolling around here. You might be asking yourself if I'm car shopping.
No.
Nah, man, I'm shop shopping. Those cars gotta be out. Don't worry, one's coming back. Guys, I've got a big announcement to make, and the magnitude of which is the fruit from years of hard work and searching. Always keeping that pebble rolling is what got me here to this point today. No, I don't mean this busted-ass storage room. I'm talking about a whole new chapter for my channel. I got a shop. Sort of. I mean, not really. Forget everything I said. It's not mine at all. Anyway, I've got huge, bulbous, swollen garage bay with nearly brand new doors on it and a bed pack lift that needs a hose, and we're working on that. You might have noticed the oil trail, but it's an easy-ish fix. Got a utility sink, oil heat, and an air conditioner from the 80s, which would be totally awesome, except it neither work, bad compressor. Not worth fixing anything else, really. It's really hot in here. There's well, you know what that is. Everything here's been well handled by mechanic hands for more than a handful of decades. It's a shop, so you know the deal. I live a quarter-mile away, and if the age of my house applies here, then this building's at least 70 years old. The contents are pretty much picked clean and bare, so you can see what I'm about to do is going to be pretty easy. It's dark, drab, dirty, dated, but it's got some great bones to work with, even though just about everything needs some attention. I'm one of only 3 people willing to work on this space, and I think it's about time to go ahead and give her the beans so that I can put my best foot forward for what's to come. I have to shoot video in here after all. Y'all would be upset with me if I didn't time-lapse this transformation. So I went ahead and filmed all of its dirty bits. Sit tight and enjoy the show. Really, not too bad. Dramatic improvement in lighting, and that's what all this is for. I won't be filming the walls after all. There will be contrast. We went from a ceiling that looked like this to one that looks like this now that it's dry. There's 40 gallons of paint just on this ceiling and another 25 on the walls. Probably at least a gallon on the floor that I get to clean up, and I'll save you all that part. What a transformation. This place looked a whole lot different than it used to. Those of you curious about what the paint supplies cost for a job like this, each one of those buckets was $99 a piece, so there's $500. Each one of those, $60, so that's $180 for the flat white, which I used on the ceiling. Everything got primed with the Kills too, so that's why that was so expensive. And then we have the interior, exterior high gloss. I did extra white. Gloss coat so I can wipe it clean, and it's got some resistance to water and chemicals. It's good paint, but $200 a pop, that's $400 for that. Spent about $450 on the paint sprayer and the wand extension attachment thing. That's a 1/2 horsepower, 200 PSI unit. It's the Graco X5 in case you're curious. I really like it. It made this job a whole lot easier. But wow, that floor came clean. It looks fantastic. And I got everything up underneath the lift and everything, all the oil that had soaked into all the pitted stuff, and lots of power outlets everywhere. I'm going to be replacing the stereo, which you saw me knock down. Used to be up there. The ceilings are so different now. Oh man, this is nice. I'm loving this, guys. Still have some overspray to clean up here and there. We got some up there on the lift. Oops, bad masking job. And there's a hole up there. I'm going to put some insulation and that stuff to block that off, because the best news of all, got a brand new heat pump in here. So I've got heat and air conditioning. Right there, brand new thermostat. I'm loving this. Guys, this changes everything. There's room for cars. There's room for projects.
Look at my head spin, how many activities we can do.
I've got a garage back at home. Now I have Jafromobile off-site. This is, we'll have to come up with a name for this place or something. But still doing some work in here. That's a work in progress. There's some other goodies. We won't talk about that right now. And I've got a new light fixture. I was really surprised when I got through here that I only had one ballast that's burned out. All the rest of these are fine. All the bulbs light up perfectly and there's no flicker. But I got one over here that's bunk. And I already have the solution in the back of my truck along with some other things. Moving in. Those of you who watched the members only half-hour-long fishing video that I uploaded to Patreon already know who Scott is, and he's been up here frequently making sure that I don't fall off a ladder and to help move some things around with me. My dearest Aunt Sue gave me a passive Bose audio system several years ago that's perfect for maintaining my sanity in here, because when I'm done, it's going to sound amazing and nobody's ever going to see it. I'm halfway don't even know why I'm doing this, because I'm filming complete silence. However, I do tend to recreate between shots, and I'm determined to upgrade everything I found. No more free air car speakers wired with Category 5 Ethernet cables. It's the next day. Now let's talk for a minute about the neighbors and the rules. This is Matt Russell's shop. Before I go too far, I need to set a variable. I'm going to call this my shop a lot. It's not my shop. This is Matt's shop, and he really doesn't need my help. He runs a successful shop without me. But he was gracious enough to give me some space to work on my cars, and I returned the favor by painting the garage bay. I did that because it's going to improve the quality of every single video I ever shoot here. This is not a commercial space. I'm not doing customer work. I'm not opening up a business. Some of you will probably figure out where this place is. Bottom line, please don't roll by unless you got an appointment to work with Matt. It's his shop, and he offers services to the community at large. I'm paying for 2 bays. Yeah, I know I painted all 3. One of those is going to be for Chad Leary. You already saw his red GSX, and what other lucky DSMer gets to have Jafro come in and power wash and paint his garage for him? You're welcome, Chad. The interesting thing is Chad Leary actually shot video for me at the first shootout. Between him and Jason Drew, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have had a shootout video. You're inevitably going to see more of that car, so stay tuned. The people this ties together isn't just me, Chad, and Matt. Abe is up here all the time. You saw Abe's MR2 when we rode up to Dominion Raceway and went racing not too long ago. Turns out Abe is like an old high school friend of Jamie's. They met way back in the day working in the same restaurant, became good friends, built a DSM together, and used a whole lot of junkyard time up together. And that's the reason why Jamie had the answer to every question I ever needed when I encountered him. Heard stories about Abe for 14 years. I met Abe at the shootout in Ohio. It's actually the same place I met Chad Leary. And he's from Richmond too. So that's a kind of strange thing, you know, people you hear stories about all your life, and all of a sudden everybody's brought together around a car, an event. It's just, that's awesome. So basically, no one's a stranger to the DSMs here. This is a convergence of a bunch of DSM dudes in a one stoplight town a quarter mile from my house. I'm excited to be here. I wouldn't have tried to do something like this or even collected as many cars as I have if this YouTube thing hadn't been going so well, but I did, and this is where I'm at today. I got a shop. You know, that's a variable. So I'm pumped about this. I can't wait to bring you guys the next episode where I'm working on something other than the shop. What we're gonna do first, aside from thanking the Patreons, is